Hey guys, Ben here from IIFYM Nutrition, and in today's video I'm going to be talking all about if it fits your macros. I'm going to be going through the main issue that people run into with it and what you can do to avoid falling into that pitfall. So for those of you who aren't aware, if it fits your macros is simply put a way of tracking the calories and macros that you eat, and as long as you stay within those targets that you set out, that's basically it. Consume whatever you want as long as you can fit it within your macros. Now, although this approach can be really good for calorie control and staying in a deficit if your goal is to lose weight, the problem lies in, yes, the food has to fit your macros, but it doesn't necessarily take into account how nutrient dense that food is. So it doesn't ensure that you are consuming enough nutrients a day to keep your body running fit and healthy. And this is the problem that people run into. People even tout if it fits your macros as a way of just being able to lose the weight that you want and stay healthy whilst eating whatever crap you want. And this just simply isn't true. You have to remember that yes, food contains calories, and that's what we're looking at, also macros, but we want to be paying attention to the nutrients that is in our food and making sure that we are consuming enough of that to keep our bodies running in a kind of optimum state to keep us fit and healthy, especially when we are in a calorie deficit. Now, a top tip for anyone who is in a calorie deficit: make sure that you are taking a good quality multivitamin to make sure that you are kind of filling in any of the little gaps that you might be missing out on. Because when you are in a calorie deficit, you're consuming less food. That's less food containing nutrients that your body can get that it will need to pull from. So you just need to be more careful with it. A good way to think of this is using the 80-20 rule, and that is make sure that you are eating minimally processed foods as close to source as you can get that are really nutrient dense 80% of the time, and the other 20% and under, be a little bit more lax with it. And I'll give you for example with if it fits your macros of what I mean. Let's take carbohydrates. When we are allocating calories to carbohydrates, we can scan this rice, which is going to give us some good vitamins. It's also going to give us some fiber, some other good stuff, or we can scan the same amount of calories from a bag of Haribo. Now, they are both going to contribute to our calories for carbohydrates for that day, but we are going to get a lot more nutrients from eating that rice than we are from eating that Haribo. But according to MyFitnessPal, when you scan it all in, all you're going to see is a certain amount of calories from carbs. It's all going to total up at the end of the day, and we're going to think that we're doing a great job. You just have to be sensible with the calories that you're consuming and make sure that the majority of what you're consuming is good quality food that contains good quality nutrients that your body is going to need. Because if you don't, you are going to fall into issues. You're going to find yourself getting ill. You're also going to find yourself becoming deficient in certain things because you're not consuming enough of the nutrients that your body needs to stay fit and healthy. So as always, I hope you found that video useful. I hope it clears that subject up. If you have, make sure you smash that like button. If you're new here, consider subscribing and hitting that bell icon to be notified as soon as I release new content just like this. And I'll see you in the next video.